Yo, what's good, boys? Welcome back to another review. Today was a red day, but it was not that bad, okay? It was not that bad, especially because my biggest loser, I took it on my Chronos funded account, which that account is pretty far for me to get a payout. And my other loser, I took it on my funded futures account, which is one winning day away from a possible payout. As I said on the last video, I took it and it was a small loss because my contract was also small. So let's get into it with the review. Okay, so right here, it was about to be 929 with 53. So I was wondering, I was seeing here what price was gonna do. If we were gonna come back down here, absorb these buyers to act as fuel to bring us lower into these buyers, or if we were going to see some buyers appear here, right? I'm sorry, if there were gonna be some sellers appear here, use them as fuel to bring us up to these big levels over here. So um, I was expecting a big move, honestly, and I was both for both longs and shorts, but that move happened so fast, I literally had no time to think. And so yeah, let's get started, right? So here we are seeing price go up and buyer support it, okay? And as you can see, price just goes up. You can see right here. You can see right here. No freaking retracement at all. No freaking retracement at all. So we had this big retracement here, okay? Right? Okay, that's good, right? We had that big retracement. Okay, so if I was to put a buy stop here, where would my stop loss be? My stop loss had to be below the GEX2, right? Okay, the GEX2. Um, that's fine in the meantime, okay? But look at this. We were at 179 right now, at 181 to 190. That's a 9 point away. So if price was to go up into 9 points, right here, I don't know the future. How was price gonna react here? I don't know yet. So the best thing for me was for price to come over here, make a high, then retrace, and then make a new higher high to confirm that we absorb these sellers to push us higher. So let's see what's up. No high yet, no high. Okay, there you go. Now we picked above it. Okay, now let's see if we have a retracement. Okay, we have a little retracement. You look at that, bro. How? Okay, that's on me. I think that is on me. Okay, that is on me. I think that was the best trade I could have taken right there. Now in hindsight, okay, I missed it. So let's see what's up. Let's see what's up. Let me skip it a little bit. Here I am seeing now that we absorb these buyers, right? I'm sorry, now that we absorb these sellers, buyers are appearing, are kind of stepping up. Let's see if we have a retracement to then make a new high. Okay, so that is what I am wanting. That is what I am planning, right? Okay, there we see a new high, we see a retracement. So I want price to take me out on that new high with the stop loss below. So that was the loss I took. But y'all can see right here, uh, we had orders at 245, 250, right here. Orders right there. Okay, I made a mistake here, which I will say right now. Some sellers appearing here, but they're not as big as I wanted them to be. Okay, so we wait. Sellers getting a bit bigger, and right here, I get triggered. I get triggered, and then price goes straight to my stop loss. Okay, yeah, we'll see right here. Boom. I get stopped out literally by a bit to then price start going lower. So what was my mistake here? My buy stop was not all the way at the high. It was like 2 to 3 points below this high. So you can see I got triggered literally right at the tick and then it went down. So if I had waited just a little bit more and put a buy stop at that high, like if it was since the beginning here, I was not gonna get triggered on this candle nor on this candle. On the next candle, I think I was gonna get triggered, and then we were right in. Okay, so that was my first mistake. Okay, I I got impatient and I wanted to get filled 2 to 3 points below just because I was so close to the. So I got impatient here because today at the back of my mind I was, I had in mind that I was one winning day away from a payout, and that kind of psychology messed me up. Not messed me up to a point where I'm far away from a payout now. No, but this could have been a winning day instead of a losing day, or at least a break-even day. So I think I lost like $80 on this trade. That's not a bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm still. Um, I'll show you guys right now. Let me see. So that's not bad. Okay. Also, we had this level. Maybe should have waited. You know, a little bit more for to pick a bit more, retrace, and then make a new high. Just have the buy stop at the high. I fucked up. Got impatient. Like I said, put my stop loss 2 to 3 points below the high. I got triggered, and look what happened. Okay. So I think I take a trade next on this one, not on this one anymore. Okay, price retraced a bit more. Price made a new high, retraced. Okay, made a what's it called? Price made a new high, retraced. So as soon as it makes a new high, that's where my stop. That's where my buy stop is. Okay. So what was my mistake here? My stop loss needed. I'm sorry. My buy stop needed to be above at least that 25 252, or do the same thing. Wait for price to pick above this level, have a retracement, then put my buy stop. So when it makes a new high, I'm in. I got impatient today. That was the reason I made all my mistakes. Keep in mind that first trade was gonna work if I it it's not worth it thinking if it's not worth it, it's not worth it. I made a mistake of being impatient and that's it. So next tomorrow and from now on, try my best to not be impatient. That's it. Don't wonder what if, because that didn't happen. Okay, so right here, I think I get triggered somewhere around here. I'm about to get triggered. Boom, right there, I get triggered. Boom, I get triggered. You can see we trigger a little bit of this bookmark, but we not did pick above. If we were to have picked above, trigger these orders, then retrace and then make a new high, then that confirms bullish order flow. But I got impatient, like I said, and pre I I placed my buy stop right at that high, and uh, the markets are not certain. They are very, very uncertain, and we don't know for certain if as soon as we trigger these levels, if we are gonna reverse or we're gonna act as fuel to go higher. So the best thing for me was to uh, place my buy stop at the 252s and my stop loss at least below these lows or at least below this low because that was already the range set. Yeah, this trade was not close to 930 open like before. The most of the volatile moves had happened. Uh, and in hindsight, I'm saying all of this because 930 was the one that expanded and look at these candles, right? This is not volatile in one direction at all. So uh, based on that, high big retracements, high big retracements, you have to know that stop loss needs to be a bit more wider, even if you have to go with 3 micros in. So that's the mistakes I'm doing. I'm telling myself right now, right? And I got stopped out to the tick again, which I will see right now. There you go. I got stopped out to the tick, and then yeah, we'll see right now. Boom, makes a new high, and then starts going higher until the GEX 5. Okay, right? Maybe at this point, I would have chose stop loss. So I noticed something on today's days, like yesterday, for example, where I took that banger trade. These levels, as soon as we absorb them, they would act as fuel to push us lower. Yesterday, and in this case, higher. But in this case, we were respecting these levels. Uh, Not respecting them, but these levels would make us have a deep retracement to then make a new high. So, with this in mind, my stop loss, I think it should have been wider. So, that's the mistake. So, it's mistake number one. I got impatient, not at the high. Um, so if imagine if on my first trade I had entered right here on this candle on my founder futures, boom, right there, that high, boom, stop loss below this low. I would have never gotten stopped out, and I would be in profit right now. Maybe I would have gotten stopped out a break even. I don't know, but it wouldn't have been a loser day just by making that a small difference. So do not get impatient. And on this one, if I only had waited a bit more, if I had only placed my buy stop a little bit higher and a bit wider stop, I would have gotten a green day definitely. And eventually, I did not take any more trades. I wanted to get, y'all can see right there, expanding, and eventually price expanded higher, just like this one. Price picked above right here, retraced, made a new high, and then expanded higher. Really, really good. And price just started expanding higher. And at this point, I couldn't do anything. I wanted to fucking overtrade. I wanted to, FOMO came into me just because I really want to see that request a payout button. I know I shouldn't think about it. Like I said, I did make those mistakes, but they didn't bring me down much. Okay. I'm glad that on this account I didn't risk a lot, because if I had, it would have brought me down quite a bit. So I'm glad I didn't. And after all, price just continue to go higher. And that's, you see, that's my trade for the day. So today was like a negative $330 day. Keep in mind, yesterday we made $1,000 across that account, and today we lost $300 across two accounts. So far I am up on the week. So that's it for today's. I see y'all later. Catch y'all later.